restarted here. These are some of the topics that I'll talk about today. You heard a little bit about the marketing to engineers research brand earlier during Jim Langhenry's opening remarks. And really, the research we're going to look at today is our 5th research study from the marketing to engineers segment. A little bit in terms of the demographics. Our audience is over 90% males. They are, on average, about 52 years old, like we heard earlier. They have about 22 years worth of experience. We have, over the first 5 studies, had a little over 4,700 engineers participate. Some of you who have seen our Lunch and Learn in person know that the research is pretty comprehensive in terms of the marketing preferences for engineers, their search engine behavior, what content types they enjoy, what content they need along their buyer's journey. Today we're going to cover some of their most valuable content types, content consumption habits, the advertisement preferences they have, data privacy, mobile device usage, effective lead generation, and then we did ask them, as an engineer, what annoys you? We'll start with the most valuable content types. This has been a consistent question that we've asked across all of the research studies. The first one I always like to start with is when we ask the engineers, what is the value of good content to you? 75% of the engineers said I'm more likely to do business with a company that I see as a regular producer of good content. So that's kind of the what's at stake with all this content marketing, content development talk. We ask them that once they begin their content journey, where are those sources of content? Search engines are the #1 spot, the destination for these engineers. This has been consistent across all 5 research studies. Supplier vendor websites, just like yours, are #2, and then trade publications and trade pub websites come in at #3 and #4. As you can see, these are the sources of engineering related content. So all of the questions we asked were not personal, not consumer questions. It was, how do you search for information that helps you do your engineering job better? As you can see, social media trends out kind of at the bottom of this particular list. They do use social media. LinkedIn is actually their preferred social media channel, but for the most part, social media to them is not where they start their content journey. As you move into the valuable content types slide, you see that these engineers, when they're on those different sources of content, these are the spots or the types of content that they enjoy the most. Product information and data sheets are #1. It's been consistent on every research study we've done. White papers, how-tos, best practices. These engineers need to know what other engineers are doing. Have they experienced the same type of problem? They want to consume content that helps them, in as short amount of time as possible, figure out or solve a problem. Trade publication articles in print and online. You see these case studies, application articles, our writing style from our editorial and engineers who write content for us. We're trying to help them solve problems because we look at this type of research and say, that's what they want, so we're not going to reinvent the wheel. Blogs, infographics, for them, it's just something that is still gaining a little bit of steam, but it just over the course of the first 5 studies just have trended out kind of near the bottom of the list in terms of most valuable content types. We did break down all of the respondents by age groups. You can see it's 30 or younger, 31 to 40, 41 to 50, and 51 and older. And the key takeaway on something like this is in social media. So if you look at the blue group, which is the 30 and younger, they have, between 40 and 50% said that they value social media versus the 51 and older crowd. So that, how do you engage with engineers who are in that millennial group? Well, they do seem to value social media, but in different ways. And you'll see these slides pop up throughout my presentation here today that kind of breaks down the differences between the age groups. But you do see that they are pretty consistently lumped in a lot of these areas. There's not as big a discrepancy between the two of them. It's just different responsibilities at an organization. So sometimes it's the type of content that they want to see or the topic, right? If it's a senior level engineer, they would need to figure out if they're going to outsource manufacturing operations overseas. If the younger engineer, it's, well, how do I actually do this engineering task because I don't have as much experience as the other one? So you'll see that throughout the presentation.